Exclusive that I've been working on, another state worker arrested, this one accused of stealing taxpayers' payments to the state. The months-long investigation began when co-workers suspected their colleague was taking cash. State police say it was thousands. Tax payments missing, and the trail leads investigators to a worker at Rhode Island's taxation unit. 24-year-old Sametta Karmo now charged with larceny. State police claim she stole cash payments sent in by taxpayers. Court records obtained by the I-Team show the investigation found $4,650 in payments from 5 taxpayers was missing and not reflected in tax records. The state's Division of Taxation notified state police last October following an internal investigation. Investigators looked at Karmo's activity in the state's tax software program and at her office desk. At her desk, investigators write they also found 35 unprocessed checks from taxpayers dating back to November 2023. State police tell me it's unclear why the checks were piled up there, and Karmo is not charged with taking those. Investigators also state they found, quote, 2 handwritten notes which appeared to indicate that Karmo had manipulated 2 taxpayers' records and needed to repay them each $400. Karmo was arrested and charged in June. No answer at Karmo's Providence home when we went looking for her side of the story. When I called a phone number listed for Karmo, a woman who answered said, "Oh," and then a word we cannot say on TV, and hung up on me. My follow-up messages have not been returned. The state's Department of Revenue tells me Karmo is no longer working for the state. Payroll records show she was making $60,000 a year and had the job since 2023. The Department of Revenue did not want to do an interview for this story, but its spokesman tells me they did contact the impacted taxpayers. I asked if they've changed anything in the wake of what happened. The response, quote, "The Division of Taxation has many existing controls in place to track its operations. All of these controls were reviewed in detail and were used to identify the issue. Where necessary, existing controls were enhanced." Meanwhile, the now former worker, Karmo, is free as her court case continues, with a court date scheduled in a couple of weeks. I'm Brian Crandall, NBC 10 News.